Hello and welcome to today's Monday update. As we continue into the Epiphany season, we are encountering some of the early miracles, the early events in the ministry of Jesus. At Meridian Campus, in the sermon, we heard about Jesus turning water into wine at a wedding in Cana. At Christ Campus, we heard about Jesus preaching at his hometown in Nazareth. Both of these events were close to home for Jesus. Both of them happened in and around Nazareth, the place that Jesus called home. Now, although the public ministry of Jesus happened long ago, it happened far away, 6,000 miles away from here. Nevertheless, his words and his works, they have the power to hit home for you. Jesus and his word of hope is good news not only for the world, but for you, for your family, for your home, your relationships. Jesus and his power, the power that can transform water into wine, that is power that can transform your life into something beautiful and joyful. All of this makes me think of the words that we hear in Exodus chapter 15. Who is like you, O Lord? Who is like you? Majestic in holiness, awesome in glorious deeds, doing wonders. The powerful words and work of Jesus, they are close to home for you and for me because they have the power to bring God's peace and his power into our lives, into our relationships, into our homes. Well, I have two announcements that I'd like to share with you. One has to do with a mission trip to South Africa this summer. The other one has to do with our associate pastor call process. First, we have 10 people lined up to attend and be part of St. Luke's mission trip to South Africa this summer. The team met yesterday, and they began their training and their preparations for this trip. They are going to be running an eyeglass clinic for people in Middelburg, South Africa, providing eyeglasses to people who don't have access to that. Now that the team is formed, we're going to be lifting them up in the prayers of the church. We're going to be praying that their work will bring the love of Jesus in a very tangible way to the people of Middelburg. This is really exciting to see this taking shape. It's really exciting to see people in our congregation taking the year-long theme that we've been talking about, and go, and putting it into action, going. Also, I should mention we are in the very early process of another trip, planning another trip potentially to South Africa in 2023. If you're interested in this, let me know, and I'll keep you in the loop as we're just starting the process of considering that. Now, the next thing I want to tell you about is our associate pastor call process. Our call committee has been working very hard to find the best pastoral candidate to serve as associate pastor here at St. Luke. They've been doing a two-pronged approach, you might say, looking at pastors who are already serving in congregations and looking at new pastors preparing to graduate from the seminary. We're pursuing both of these avenues. I should tell you, however, though, there's a shortage of pastors in our church body at the moment, which has led to a greater demand of congregations calling pastors more than there is the supply for pastors to fill these calls. Nevertheless, we are at a point where we are ready to issue a call for a candidate from Concordia Seminary in St. Louis. We're planning to issue what's called a preferred call, which means that we will rank our candidates in order of preference. We've been given a list of candidates. We've been able to go through their profiles and learn a bit about them, and then we can put them in order of our priority. We're planning to bring this call to the Assembly of Voters at a meeting next week. That's Monday, January 24th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. At this meeting, we'll explain the work of the call committee up to this point and explain our plans for extending a call to a candidate from the seminary. Here's what I'd ask. Two things. I'd ask for you to be part of that meeting. It's an important, very important thing in the life of our congregation. But also, maybe even more importantly, I would ask you to have this in your prayers this week. It's vitally important that the Holy Spirit be involved in this process. We don't know who God has in mind for us here at St. Luke, but God knows, and we seek God's wisdom and guidance to make our steps clear. So thanks for watching this Monday update. God's blessings to you as you lean into this week, knowing the peace and the power of the cross.